We often hear that staring at screens hollows us out, but there is a completely different way to look at this hardware. What if these servers and lines of code are actually the ideal infrastructure for an ancient spiritual technology? Back in the late 19th century, a group of symbolist poets became obsessed with an idea called Theurgy. This was their dream of creating a higher form of art that actively alters human reality, rather than sitting passively on a canvas. Thinkers like the Russian philosopher V.S. Solovyev argued that perfect art should literally transubstantiate our existence. Transubstantiation is the idea of changing the underlying reality of a thing while its outward appearance remains the same, which was exactly the intended effect of ancient religious rituals. These poets tried to engineer a system to elevate the human psyche through elaborate theatrical performances, but they failed. They simply lacked the proper technological physics to make it work. Even today, modern attempts at deep psychological transformation, like weekend corporate retreats or immersive theater, fall flat when you compare them to something like the Eleusinian Mysteries. The Eleusinian Mysteries were highly secretive, life-altering religious rites in ancient Greece that provided a profound sense of catharsis. The physical world presents massive design flaws for this kind of experience. The first is reflexive distance. Modern people cannot simply turn off their inner observer. When you put on a mask in the physical world, a part of your brain always knows you are playing along. The second obstacle is permanent consequences. A true ritual requires giving something up, but in physical reality, losing something valuable, like property or an animal, is devastating. The loss is too painful to embrace joyfully. The third obstacle is the social reset. You might achieve a genuine breakthrough on a weekend retreat, but on Monday, you return to the exact same physical and social environment. That environment quickly erases your progress. Physical reality simply has the wrong specifications for psychological transformation. To actually change human reality, we need an environment built entirely out of malleable symbols. The digital realm provides exactly that. It is a space inherently made of symbols, where the stubborn resistance of physical matter is replaced by absolute malleability. This diagram shows the Proteus effect. Taking on a digital avatar alters a person's physical behavior. When users embody a taller or idealized avatar, metrics for confidence and openness actively increase. Crucially, these behavioral changes carried over into offline interactions. This happens because digital identities shed real-world baggage. In early virtual worlds like Second Life, the space has no previous offline memory of who you are, allowing you to bypass physical identity limits. Experimental data shows that an avatar acts as a precision tool for rewiring a person's real-world psychology. Then we have the ultimate design feature of computer code, the principle of absolute reversibility. Digital environments allow humans to experience profound loss safely. You can surrender to a terrifying experience entirely because you know your real life will remain intact when you unplug. We already see this working in clinical settings. The BraveMind VR therapy system treats post-traumatic stress disorder by plunging soldiers back into simulated combat zones. By safely confronting their trauma and effectively experiencing a simulated death, they strip the memory of its paralyzing power. The ontology of code allows for intense catharsis. We can take a literal descent into the underworld, face our darkest fears, and emerge unharmed, entirely sidestepping the permanent consequences of physical reality. To make this machine work reliably, we are missing one final component: a guide. Ancient mystery cults had high priests to control the ritual. Today, we have artificial intelligence. An AI acts as an active architect. It continuously monitors a user's physical stress, tracking biometric data like a user's heart rate or eye movement, and dynamically adjusts the virtual environment in real time. The U.S. Air Force uses this exact method in their VR pilot training. The AI tracks the pilot's precise physiological state and dials the simulation's difficulty up or down accordingly. This maximizes skill growth while preventing actual psychological trauma. AI systems also populate these spaces with autonomous characters. Participants form genuine, unpredictable emotional bonds with these digital entities. We have clear evidence of this human-machine empathy. Real soldiers actively bond with EOD robots, which are remote-controlled machines designed for explosive ordnance disposal. Soldiers give these robots funerals and even risk their own lives under fire to save them. AI solves a massive scaling problem the ancient world could never overcome. It provides a deeply individualized high priest, capable of guiding millions of people through custom psychological transformations simultaneously. When we look at the psychological results of these digital rituals, we find a mirror that reveals our hidden, contradictory inner voices. Psychologists and literary critics call this polyphony, the presence of multiple independent voices within a single mind. The virtual world allows us to split our varied, conflicting traits into different parallel profiles and avatars without forcing them to blend together. By externalizing our inner thoughts into tangible code, human consciousness can finally step outside itself and observe its true nature. For centuries, philosophers have fallen into a specific trap. They separate cold, utilitarian machinery from pure human spirit. Algorithms and servers have evolved into a physical, plastic extension of the human soul. While the internet can easily degrade us, we have built a reality where the laws of aesthetic experience can finally upgrade how we live.